Welcome to our third installment of B Corp Month Spotlights. I've got Joannda with me from Earth's Edge, a recent GoodFX customer, but this is just 5 minutes on Earth's Edge and your business, putting good news out really on what's probably going to be a very wet and windy day for the rest of the day. So welcome, Joannda.
Thanks for having me.
Shall we just start with a brief overview of Earth's Edge?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a small Irish company and we do basically adventure travel. So we travel to some of the most beautiful places around the world, very fortunate, leading basically high altitude expeditions to the likes of Kilimanjaro, lots in Nepal, Everest Base Camp, Island Peak, that kind of thing, Machu Picchu, Aconcagua in Argentina. So that's what we do. Basically, you just take people on life-changing adventures.
Great. Yeah. I've climbed Kilimanjaro in my younger days when I was up for sleeping in a tent. So
Yeah, once in a lifetime, right?
yeah, only once. And as part of being a B Corp, is that about you interacting with the porters and the local communities around those travel
Yeah,
destinations?
absolutely. I think, Earth's Edge, even before we'd ever heard of B Corp, sustainable travel was always kind of at the core of what we were about. It was really important to us to explore the local communities and support them and really get to know the countries where we traveled, rather than staying in big hotel chains or, we try and stay in kind of small, locally run places just to try and give back into the community. And realistically, even back in 2021, I think Earth's Edge actually won Outstanding Achievement in Sustainable Business in Ireland, which was amazing and kind of a platform to launch us into B Corp. But yeah, as I mentioned, I think, it was a natural choice to become B Corp certified because it just kind of reflects the ethos of what Earth's Edge was founded on in the first place. So I think our connection to B Corp and using our business as a force for good is quite personal, and seeing the impact that it has on the porters on Kilimanjaro or even our expedition leaders in country as well it's so amazing. We've made quite a lot of changes in the past year where, for example, now we have our Tanzanian expedition leaders lead our Kilimanjaro expeditions independently. So we used to send an international expedition leader, but we decided that actually, who better to lead the trips than the people who've been up and down the mountain, 200 or 300 times each. And with that as well, we've been able to start paying everybody in the supply chain a living wage, which is phenomenal. It's truly, truly life-changing for the staff out there. They can make sure that their children get the right type of education. And yeah, it's incredible to see the impact that it has there for the porters too. Actually, one of the things we do and we've been doing for a long time is a porter clothing drive. So unfortunately, I think sometimes, you'll see, maybe you saw this when you were on Kilimanjaro, the porters aren't always well clothed or dressed, right footwear, that kind of thing for the mountain and the work that they do. They carry pretty hefty loads and they're absolutely amazing at what they do. How they do it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But too often they're just not adequately clothed. So actually we ask our amazing clients to donate any gear that they don't have any use for anymore. And then we also ask them to volunteer to take it to Tanzania to bring to the porters. And they will actually see, it's quite funny because you'll see people, porters in JA jerseys, that kind of thing, climbing the mountain. But it just makes a big difference, if they can have the right clothing there. So just having the responsibility for the welfare of the communities that we do business in is really vital. And I think it helps with the longevity of us as a travel company. Just helps us, stand apart a little bit from maybe some other companies, and just really trying to give back to the communities, because we can't do these things without our amazing teams in country, and just really want to make sure that we look after them.
Yeah. No, I clearly remember a guy soldiering up Kilimanjaro in flip-flops and thinking, what is going on? So it's amazing you're fixing that. And, the fact that that's still going on 10, 15 years later when a lot of people are doing trips of a lifetime with all the kit, and there's a guy on flip-flops carrying everything next to them. You're like, anyway. So, no, that's
Yeah.
excellent. And what about B Corps in Ireland? Is it a growing thing in Ireland? I don't really know the Irish
It is,
B Corp
absolutely,
community.
yeah. So, funnily enough, so the founder of Earth's Edge, James McManus, recently took on the role as B Lab Director for Ireland. He's been working in the B Corp space for a number of years, really, championing the message and trying to get more companies. So we were actually don't think I'm misspeaking, the fifth B Corp in Ireland back in 2021 when we first certified. And there's upwards of 30 now, which is phenomenal. I think we are the fastest growing country of B Corps per capita, which is pretty incredible. And I know James has big plans for where we go from here. But I think, it's nice in Ireland because we are such a small community. We're only, about 5 million people. So, it's compared to the UK I think people just know more about what's happening in the community in a way. So, it's incredible to see some of the smaller companies that we've actually worked with or are working with in Ireland, like a couple of smaller clothing companies recently, like Out West and Aoife McNamara, have become B Corp certified. And it's, we're all small companies, and perhaps it seems like the impact that we can have is minimal, but at the same time, it starts at ground level and you have to kind of work from there. So having said that, there is also massive companies in Ireland like Bailey's that have recently become B Corp certified as well. And it's amazing to see. I think there's probably still work to be done to educate consumers about what it really means and why they should choose B Corp companies over others. The B Corp logo maybe isn't as familiar in Ireland as it is in some other countries, but hopefully that will continue to change. I think hopefully, like we have I'd say about 50% of our customers at Earth's Edge are either repeat customers or referrals, which is pretty incredible. So our reputation in Ireland is pretty good, I would like to say, without tooting our own horn too much. And hopefully that helps with spreading that B Corp message as well. We actually partnered up with a local women's hiking group here last year called Gals Gone Wild to send an all-female group of clients to Kilimanjaro. And as part of that, we were actually working really hard to try and promote more women in the industry over there too. Like traditionally, even in Ireland in the outdoors, it's been a male-dominated industry, honestly, like, mountain guiding, that kind of thing. And in Tanzania, I think it used to be probably less than 1% of staff were female. And we were really proud that actually last year in 2023, we had 17% of our staff were women, which, kind of kickstarted that with the Gals Gone Wild collaboration. And we're working hard to continue to do that in Kilimanjaro, but also now in Nepal and in other countries. And I think, it's things like that, I think, that just kind of help us stand out and hopefully will help spread the message around Ireland as well.
Yeah, I can't say I've done a lot of mountain trekking, and I can honestly say I've never had a female guide. And you don't get to choose it as the tourist, but
No,
amazing.
we do have some female guides in Ireland too. So actually we do, if you sign up to an Earth's Edge expedition to climb Kilimanjaro or head to Machu Picchu or whichever it is, we host a training weekend in Wicklow here in Ireland about 2 months before you head away. And those are run by some of our fantastic Irish or British expedition leaders. And we have a number of incredible women who run some of those as well. So it's definitely growing, but like so many areas, I think, it's definitely an area that can still improve. Having said that, Earth's Edge, we are, other than James, who is our fearless leader, our entire team, albeit very small, are all female, which is great, actually.
That's great. Yeah. Well, that seems like a good point to say at the beginning of March, if you're thinking you need to get away with some adventure, with plenty of purpose behind it, give you guys a look up, and also think about joining a very strong, growing B Corp community in Ireland, and watch this space for you and the others. Should we wrap it up there and hand back to the studio, as they say?
Perfect. Thanks so much.